All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Florencio Files. We are bringing you, that's right, some gold from deep down in the archives, down in the dusty tomes, where only the filthiest and the darkest arts are kept. That's right, it's the restricted cupboard from the library in Harry Potter and Hogwarts, essentially. We've dug up some old plays from Florencio that we never cast in the past. He sent us through a few specials that we missed, and I can't wait to see what we've got in store, because it's classic Protoss plays. We are on Eastwatch. This is a map from 2017, I think. Like, dude, this is the map with railroads. There's destructible rocks all over it, and he's getting proxied. Down here in the bottom left, of course, is Florencio with a low ground gate. And his opponent in the top right, the blue TERRAN, is proxying two barracks on the other side of the map and getting a gas. I think it might be Marauders. This is Aris. It's barracks, gas, barracks. You could technically do a Reaper rush off this. A slight delay on your third Reaper if you go barracks, gas, barracks. Usually, but actually, because these barracks are so quick, I don't think it's enough gas. Yeah, I think it'll be really hard either way. He's going to come over and build another depot potentially to wall off. Now, Flo, seeing an empty base, he knows it's a proxy. What is our neighborhood sewer mermaid going to do? For those who don't know, Florencio, if you've just clicked on this and gone, hey, what is this thing? Is this StarCraft? Okay, so let's set the scene. Florencio, famous for being one of the best, worst cheeses in the world. Cheese. What is cheese? Cheese is where you do things that shouldn't necessarily work unless they catch your opponent by surprise. Things that rely on luck or gambles, your opponent making mistakes here and there. And that is basically everything he does in a nutshell. No. Okay, so we've got... one of the barracks gets cancelled. A zealot comes over, but we've got Marauders being built from the proxy, and was thinking about making concussive, but cancels it. Check this out, though. Aris has seen this Nexus, so Florencio, famous for his Nexus recall rush, is going to recall units in the main. Aris asks to build an eBay so he can make a planetary, but he panics and cancels the eBay. What's he doing? A Marauder's come out here. He's building another one. His Marauder's going to try and fight the Zealot, but a Zealot actually, I think, beats a Marauder unless you have near-perfect micro. I mean, notice that Marauder is being microed pretty well, but whenever the Zealot does land hits on it, it does a lot of damage. And that Marauder there does start to beat it back. Florencio, supply block. What's he doing? Oh my god. Florencio loses his probe as well to that SCV, but he's making an orbital. Is Aris. Aris rebuilding the tech lab as the first one burnt down. Oh no, these pylons are going to go down. Florencio's got no units. What could he possibly recall? Like probes and a Zealot? I mean, he could do that. Oh my god, he can't make up his mind. Cancelled the eBay. He made an eBay, cancelled it. Rebuilt it, cancelled it. Now he's rebuilding it. Make up your mind, Aris. Oh my god, the probes! Citizens arrest! Two big, mean mother truckers with power armor and grenade launchers walk in and start ripping things up. And guess what? The angry citizens, the workers, the probes themselves defend it. They kill the Marauders and they recall inside the Terran base. 3 of the probes accidentally recalling on the outside. But they're going to go in. There's a Zealot backing them up. Oh, that's a lot of SCVs. So they definitely could beat the probes. But I think with the Zealot, it's going to be a problem. If there was already a planetary, this would be so brilliant for Aris. But Aris, okay, tries to fight, but cannot fight the Zealot. That Zealot just does way too much damage. SCVs and probes, both workers, only do 5 damage a hit. So the SCV is just going to try and run around and buy time here. Could technically hide those in that pocket of the minerals, but it's just going to try and run circles. That planetary is going to be done soon. So Aris here actually defends this with a sort of genius maneuver. But unfortunately, the barracks, just queuing up Marauders on the side, never got concussive. This single Zealot is just causing so many problems. Looks like already lost, I think, 3 Marauders? Yeah, 3 Marauders have gone down. The wall getting down as well. So Aris needs to rebuild back here. Get a factory up, start building some Cyclones or tanks, build some depots. But right now, Aris is putting all the APM into just constantly rebuilding tech labs and microing Marauders. Aris, you've got to give up this position. Realize this is not working for you. Florencio right now has a big fat grin on his face because he's like, yeah, I'll just send my probes back, no worries. Most players would consider themselves dead here. But Florencio has a throbbing amount of excitement because he says, yeah, most people would, but your whole production is on my side of the map, and I'm denying you from building out of it. And I have a Nexus scouting the entrance to your base, so I know you haven't expanded. A factory tries to build, but it's a little far out, a little exposed. Aris is now rebuilding depots and so on. The Zealot's going to run around and see if it can maybe work on the engineering bay from behind. The planetary can reach to about here. So it can't actually defend these depots, and that's a problem for Aris. You can't lose that depot. This is the only barracks and didn't lift it off yet. Oh my god, Aris is making high-sec auto-tracking to give +1 range to the planetary. This player is dead set trying to beat Florencio with the silliest things they can. Why are you building a turret in your main base? This player is almost as dumb as Florencio is. And when I say dumb, it's interchangeable with genius. Don't worry, guys. No hate on Flo. He's awesome. He's amazing. But by golly, are these guys both going for the strangest things possible against each other? Why would you make... You're like, yes, then I'll have +1 range on my planetary. I'm like, I think there's more important things to do, mate. Florencio is back mining on a full base. He doesn't have an expansion yet. But he's building more Stalkers. He's got out, what, two Stalkers, a Zealot. He's going to come on up this ramp. And he's still got a Nexus there, so he can still recall back and forth across the map. Wait, 2 Cyclones are building? Oh my god, this is the patch when you could build Cyclones out of reactors. These are old school Cyclones. So for anyone who's not up to date, back in this patch, this is truly a gem from the past. These Cyclones do very low damage, but they shoot like machine guns. They have like about 5 range. They can't do their lock-on stuff and kiting stuff. They just stand there and go... If they have to, they're very bad at moving and shooting. They're very bad at moving and shooting, but if they're able to stand still and hold fire, oh, they do so much damage. They do 3 damage regular, 5 verse armored, but they shoot 10 times a second. If you shoot, run back, shoot, run back, you can kill them pretty well. But look at how much damage they do when they're able to stand and fire. It is insane. The only thing that does well against them is, of course, Ultralisks, things with very high armor, and things that can shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, run. So they do massive damage. Now, the problem is I don't think they can shoot up. So they need to lock on to hit air units. And their lock on does very little damage. Does 160 damage over 14 seconds. And they have lock on upgrade, rapid fire launches, which makes it from 14 seconds. It fires the first 12 shots quickly. Okay, so basically it just starts doing damage a lot quicker. That's how it works. So basically when they first lock on to an air unit, they go and they do a lot of damage instantly. So it just makes them a little bit better at anti-air. Whereas otherwise, for perspective, if you don't really know the stats, 160 is like maybe just over half of a Void Ray's hit points. A Void Ray has 250, so it's like 60% of a Void Ray's hit points, but it would take 14 seconds, which is an eternity in StarCraft time to do that. So you'd need 2 Cyclones to lock onto a Void Ray and then kite it for like 10 seconds before it dies. It's kind of like, it's not really good anti-air. It's kind of like, yeah, it's anti-air. But Aris is going to build the barracks and use that to float up for high ground vision, which with the modern Cyclone is really necessary. With this Cyclone, not so much. Now, funnily enough, there's a Raven building. Oh my god, is going to try and use the anti-armor missile. And this is the patch where that does 30 damage itself. This is that long ago. So this Raven can do a 30 damage AoE, not that good. More importantly, knock 3 armor off your opponent. So if you knock these Stalkers from 1 armor to -2, that means your Cyclones, rather than doing 5 damage 10 times a second, they go 7 damage 10 times a second. That's right, 70 DPS. These Cyclones become like the highest damage unit in the game if you can combine them with anti-armor missile. It is an almost mythical combo, which people almost never, ever pulled off though. And it does not affect the shields, only the hit points. So it will not affect the first 80 hit points of the Stalkers, but the second 80 it will. Right now, there's a Zealot on the other side of the map. This is a sick move by Aris. Flo is trying to get into the starport Chadray. He's got Mama. Wait, what the hell? He's got a Mama in the back. Florencio, what the hell? I'm so excited by his Terran opponent because he's pulling off some tricky plays here, or trying to. Flo has expanded to the top middle of the map. Doesn't even have an expand here. Falls back, as he always does, but he's going to get supply blocked, I think. Oh, maybe not. I think that Nexus up top has given him enough supply, so just not supply blocked, and he's building extra Stargate, extra Cybercore up there. I think with Mama, Flo could easily take this out, because the only thing that shoots up here is the Widow Mines, the Cyclones, the turrets. None of those particularly useful in this scenario. So Florencio wisely pulling back. Aris is going to float this barracks forward and try to siege this base. You D-bag. Flo just recalled everything to the top of the map. He's already abandoned his main base, and now he's going to fly. He's got the double alpha of Chads going. That's right, 4 Void Rays with 1 big old Mama. He's got those fancy skins on those units as well. I think these are the Golden Age or maybe Purifier. Actually, I think they're Purifier unit skins, which is awesome. One missile turret is the only thing. Aris is standing surrounding that, ready to repair. And oh no, gonna lose the ability to build Widow Mines, which was the main anti-air. These units are gonna run into the main. Aris is like, well, okay, if you kill my base, I'll kill yours. But sees there's no probes here. And Florencio with his classic bait and switch. Oh man, a Viking trying to get out and to get to the safety of those missile turrets. One Viking pops. Can it get out of there? It looks like it can. But look at this. Aris is in big trouble right now. Oh, gotta be careful with that Viking. Get it out of there. No, Aris, you gotta pull back the moment you shoot, dude. Okay. The SCVs aren't on auto repair. I don't know if Aris knows how to do auto repair with those workers. Really needs to make sure those turrets don't go down. Because if those turrets fall, you're dead. This is Aris' whole base. And that missile turret, not a lot of surface area to repair it. This next one has to survive. But look at the way Florencio is just working the edges, working the angles. He's skirting around here. And just so you guys remember, this is a point in history, 2018, when we did learn a lot about edging in that year. So, you know, Florencio here, the master of just working his way around the edges and finding those weak points in the opponent's armor and just slowly teasing his way to victory. The Void Rays get to work their way on forwards. The Stalker's just taking up stats. There's no production. Aris is building an engineering base so they can build more turrets. But, I mean, you've got this one army that needs to find Florencio's base. If they do it, they could still maybe do it. But the Widow Mines have been left behind. Oh, no, Aris, you've got to bring those Widow Mines. Oh, the Void Rays go in, but a nice mass repair. Aris is very low on money, though. Oh, one of those Void Rays has gone down. Actually, I think 2 Void Rays have fallen. There's only 2 left here. Only 1 Alpha left. It's a heavily bruised Alpha, but those Stalkers are the problem. Those Stalkers can work down the turrets. Even with high-sec auto-tracking, that will not be enough. And oh my god, Florencio broke the rock tower. I can't believe it. The genius. He broke there's rock towers on this map. I'll show you the base on the other side. If you kill the 500 hit point structure there, it pulls down 2,000 hit points of rocks to block the entrance. So he's walled this base in specifically so he cannot be taken out in the base trade. And as Aris comes back, Florencio recalls out of there. The interference matrix went down on the mothership and she still recalls out. It doesn't stop her from getting pulled out. Oh my god. You absolute mad lad. I don't know what he's waiting for though. Because what's he going to do now? Okay, so he's going to try and build a lot of Stalkers, is he? He starts Warp Gate here, and he's making a bunch of gateways. So he's going to keep building Void Rays and trying that out. Now, recall. It looks like this was the old school massive recall. You can see that radius is huge, right? But it did have a very long cooldown as well back then. Mum is going to go and harass the main base, and she won't be able to recall home. And these siege tanks could siege up actually across the gap even. Honestly, though, 2 Ravens, 1 Viking, 2 Cyclones. I don't think this is enough anti-air to beat Mama. I think they can beat the Voids on their own. Oh, the Widow Mines changes things. The Widow Mines definitely will destroy the Void Rays. You've got to make sure you don't waste those Widow Mine shots. I really think Aris needs to siege these tanks up. You got to start sieging this down. It's Aris working forwards. Mama's coming in from behind. Mama's going to flank this army. She is a tanky lass. 700 hit points. 350 shields, 350 hit points, 700 of course, health pool total. Oh, he's going to try and recall on top, but she gets interference matrix. Aris says, no, naughty mama. It shuts that shit down. It's going to drop auto turrets plus the Viking. Mama crashes and burns. Oh my god, he was trying to recall on the army. Look at that. They've all changed color. It's bugged out because that recall almost never gets cancelled. So all the units are blue. They're trapped mid-recall. They're trapped in this weird middle zone. Oh my god, that's the last thing that shoots up though. These Cyclones need to get out of there. Wait. The Cyclones aren't locking on. Cyclones! Lock-on is turned off. You've got to turn it on autocast. That's why the Cyclones weren't shooting up. Aris at some point has accidentally turned the lock-on the Cyclones off, so they're not locking onto those Void Rays. And there's nothing that shoots up. No production got rebuilt. Aris killed almost everything. Oh, there you go. You see a manual lock-on there, but... oh, no. You've got a kite. Uses interference matrix. Okay, Aris, honestly, you've got a factory. Florencio doesn't have much. He's got 1 probe. Aris could still win this game. This is still neck and neck, but the Hellions do go down, and that Stalker getting behind the mineral line. Okay, those Ravens need to pull back. I think, though, the factory's going to land on the tech lab. And if you... oh, a Void Ray goes down. The 7-range auto turrets, or 8-range, I should say. The auto turret that actually has the bonus there is so huge. Another couple turrets going to build to the left. Wait. What are you doing building all these turrets? You got to build units. Build Cyclones. Build Bides. Build a tank. Build anything. Okay, if you can get a tank out, I think a tank, and you put that in the mineral line. It's going to protect you from the Stalkers. The turrets protect you from everything else. Auto turrets could potentially take these Stalkers out. One goes up. The SCV is going to try and attack, I think. Another auto turret goes down. Oh, but that's all your energy gone. The Stalkers are bruised, but they're not dead. You've got to cancel this starport, this turret, and build a tank, Aris. You stop focusing on the Raven. Just build one tank or Cyclone. You can push this back. Oh my god, Aris is spending so much money. Trying to build another Raven? That's your priority right now? This guy's drunk. I need one auto turret. That's going to solve my problems? Oh no. I think Aris just needs to pull the SCVs back and just save them for now and just wait. But look at this. A Stalker comes in from the other side. The Planetary finally landing some hits though. Planetary almost kills that Stalker. Oh my god. Enough minerals for a tank. Finally a tank starts up, but the Void Rays are here. Oh no. Void Rays, they both charge up and Aris leaves the game. It was still so close. Oh, but Flo had rebuilt up to 8 workers off to the left side. So he was still mining. Oh my god, if Aris had rebuilt the production while doing that push, if Aris had used the Cyclone auto lock on, maybe it was never auto lock on back then. Maybe you had to manually do it always. I don't know, but I think it was turned off. And oh, Flo. After Mama got shut down on the other side, I really thought Aris was actually going to take it out, but the probes are pulled into tank. And Flo here turning this one around. Damn, what a blast from the past here on Eastwatch. Flo, you absolute mad lad legend. Thank you very much for sharing that one. And guys, I hope you enjoyed these games. Big thanks to James F, Pimp City, Colonel SC, and Max Ann for being our conductors on the Dicktown Express. And of course, thank you everybody else for supporting the Patreon and allowing us to continue to do this content. Please check out the link below. Show us some love. Click like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode of the Florencio Files. Goodbye and good night, guys.